Page 48, Someone Like You. This looks like a mess, but let's take a look at this. 4/4 time, we're still in the key of C major. Make sure you can do the scale for C major. I have a video on it. You do the 1 octave up and down scale. You need to get really good at that scale. You don't have to go fast at it, just get comfortable with it. Let's take this one hand at a time because the rhythm is something else. In the right hand, you're starting out here, here. 1 and 2 and 3 and see, it's tied. If I take out the tie, it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. But I put the tie in, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and they want 5. I disagree. The melody's the top note and I want to feel it. Like that. I want to feel it with the fingers. So on the second measure, I'm going to do 1/4 and then a 3. So I'm feeling this melody part, and the thumb's covering the other. It would anyway. So again at the beginning, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2, 1 and 2 and 2 and. It looks weird because the left hand and they're combining the stabs together again so they don't have all the beats accounted for. Because in the right hand you have a quarter note and you actually you're holding that out actually. Well, you have to move, so you're lifting up. Otherwise you're kind of holding that like a dotted quarter note. You're holding it out longer. And 2 and, because that comes on the and at 2. But they combine them together so the second beat is in the left hand. So the right hand you could actually rest. 1 and 2 and. I don't recommend it, but you could. And then you come up, measure 5. 1 and 2 and. We're playing on the ands. You just gotta love it. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Take out the tie. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Put in the tie. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And the 1 4. Again, I'm protecting the melody. And this is the same as measure 3. So we got measure 7 and 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Measure 8. During the rest, come up. 1. It's a C chord. Rest. Come up in the rest. 1 and 2 and 3. Measure 11. During the rest, you come down. And then they want you to go here. I don't recommend it. I don't want to go from here, here. So adjust the fingering a little. For measure 12, I'm going to go a 1, 3, 2. Just bring this. And now I can come down here. So start at measure 11 again. You're here. Rest. Let's do it with counting. Measure 11. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And this is lovely. Measure 16. 2 beats of rest, and then on beat 3. 3 and 4 and 1. So the thumb comes down. And you've had this rhythm before. The last line on measure. Again, you've had this before. They've combined the 2 stabs together, so you got to read both stabs in order to get the counting correctly. Otherwise, you're missing rests. So it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3. So the right hand comes in on the end of 2, and it'll make more sense when I put the hands together. Now the left hand, you're here. This is at the beginning. 1 and 2 and 3 and reach down. 1 and 2 and 3 and you scrunch up a little. 1 and 2 and 3 and. Again, this will make more sense when I put the hands together, but right now, measure 3. 1 and 2 and and 3 and comes on the end of 3. And then you reach down. 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and rest. During the rest you come up. And you do the same thing. Well, let's put the hands together and see what happens. Again, you can hesitate all you need to. We just want to try and get the hands to work. Here, those together. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. See all those eighth notes? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I don't like the way they printed this, but this is what we got. So here, measure 3. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 is what it is. Now what I do sometimes in music when it gets tricky and the rhythm is just is I'll take a pencil and I'll draw a vertical line above the top staff where the beats are. And that helps me to see what note is on a beat or comes before the beat or after the beat or what. So it's like in measure 3, I draw a line above the A here, and another line above the E in the left hand, because that's beat 2, and then another line above the second CA in the right hand. The first one is not on beat, the second one is on beat 3, and then beat 4 is the quarter note. And I'll draw a line above each of those beats so I can see where it is. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And I just slowly work it out and gradually speed it up until I can feel it. What I don't do, and I'm hoping you don't do, is you just wait for me to play it for you and say, oh, I get it. No, try and figure it out yourself and see if you can't get it on your own first, and then check it and see how you did. Otherwise, you'll always have to have somebody play it for you first. You'll never be able to really read the music. How mean, that's what I do. Let's go on. Measure 8 here. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Here. So we get this pattern all over the place. Measure 8. See, the last beat in measure 8, the right hand's by itself. Make sure you hold that half note down a full 2 counts. Fourth end here. I mean, the melody ended at measure 19 on stead. That's it. All of this other is just like a coda or a tag on the end. But I still like to connect the top note. I want to feel that. It's sort of a counter melody, if you would. So you go through and slowly work out and get the hands together, and then go back through a few million times and get rid of the hesitations. You go as slow as you got to go, but no hesitations. Eighth notes steady, 1 and 2 and, then all the way through. Then as far as articulation goes, they don't really give you any. The slurs, just pretty much connect everything and lift up between the rests. That's fine. Dynamics goes to the right hand. Whatever you think moderately loud is, MF, mezzo, forte, keep the left hand soft. Now, here's where we get into it. You got to be able to have the control of loud and soft and one hand doing different than the other hand. I've been pushing you to do that. And it becomes really, really important, or this kind of a thing will never sound right. The melody's the right hand. When you get to measure 3, the melody is the first beat, and that's it. All of this other stuff needs to be in the background. It needs to sound in the... If a person is listening to it, they need to clearly recognize that the first note is melody in measure 3, and that's it until you get to measure 4, the last 2 beats. that's melody again. All this other stuff should clearly be in the background. So it's here. If you have to exaggerate it, play the right hand as loud as you got to. Just to get the feeling of what's melody and what's not. At the end, I mean, they don't give you the dynamics, but bottom page 49, that's melody, and that's all this other stuff should be in the background. So it should be clear, that last note, that was melody, and you're done. It takes time to get that, but it's just so important that you keep working at it. Now, as far as speed goes, slow. I have a problem with slow, but okay. Have to feel it, you're slow. That was just an idea. If I play it again, I'll play it at a different speed. It's just the way I play by feel. Is if you're going to sing it, how fast would you sing it? It's just a slow, it's kind of a melancholy feel to it. Just it's cloudy today. We're not really sad. We're just in a blah mood. Kind of like a love song, I think. When you read the words, somebody's in love and there's oh please, I haven't had enough coffee for that yet. Now, they've added pedal, which would come in handy because this is really dry. And we like the overtones. We don't want it to get too mushy. Now, they're keeping the pedal pretty simple for you, but I don't like the mushiness. There are going to be overlapping pedals, so you push the pedal down after you push the notes down, and you change the pedal after you play the notes, so the pedal overlaps a little bit. So at the beginning it's here, change it. See this? That's too blurry for me, I don't like it. I'm going to change it every 2 beats there. Here and here, and then change it there. Now you can hold it down through that because it's all the same chord, and then change it. But lift it up on beat 4 on the 4th measure here. Here, lift it up, get rid of, I want to hear a rest in the left hand anyway. And then you can pedal. And again, on measure 8, I lift it up so I can hear the rest in the left hand. On measure 10, is it? I don't pedal the 8th notes here. I don't want. So it says. And on measure 12, lift it up when you get the 8. Just. I don't want all that. So I'm going to lift it up on 2nd beat. Measure 14, change it with half notes in the left hand. And on measure 18, I don't pedal the last 2 because we're kind of coming down here and I want to get rid of the overtones. I said last two beats of that measure is what it is. So again, measure 18, and then lift up. And then change it on the last measure. But you can hold it down throughout measures 19 and 20 if you want. Or if you don't like that, then change it once each measure. Change it on measure 20. it's up to you. It's your judge. Experiment. Try different things. Try different pedaling out and see what it does to the sound and how blurry it makes it. If I feel a little retard at the end, I'm going to retard. It's interpreting the music. It doesn't say to retard, doesn't say anything. So if I feel the retardando, if I feel the slowing down, I'm going to do it. Just don't do it too much because then it starts to drag. And we don't want to drag it. I'd like to play it with you slowly throughout the whole thing. Not going to do any dynamics at all. I'm going to play both hands about the same. We're just checking notes and rhythms. And I'm going to pedal it sort of as I suggested. So I'll give us 4 counts. Slowly, let's try it together. 1, 2, ready, and go. And 1, and 2. Off.